You see, that's the challenge with the church today. See, we just want to look like Christians. Instead of be Christians. See, the disciples of Christ, followers of Christ, bear fruit. And one of the reasons why the church, Christianity, the disciples of Christ catch so much flack is because the world doesn't see our fruit. They see our rituals. They experience our practices. They know we come to church on Sunday, but when we leave here, we some else. See what I'm saying? Just because you call yourself a Christian, that doesn't necessarily qualify you to get into heaven. I mean, you know, you can go to McDonald's and step up in there and say, hey, I'm a Big Mac. I mean, that don't mean nothing. See, I'm talking about the fruit of life. I'm talking about the fruit of life. I'm not talking about just necessarily evangelism, which is a very, very, very important component to the Christian life. But he's talking about the fruit of life, life itself. I come that you might have life and life more abundant. I want to teach you. I want to stress the fact that you need to get in touch with God. Stay connected to God. Forget the rest of the stuff that you deal with. Stay connected to God. If you're my disciples, if you abide in me, if my word abide in you, and you abide in me, then you are my disciple. Slap your neighbor and say, you can control yourself. Stop acting like you out of control. You can control yourself. The spirit is subject to the prophet. Ain't no devil made you do nothing. You submitted to the devil. Come on here. God did not design you for failure. God did not design you to be unproductive. If you're a child of God, then naturally you shall, you will produce. You are a Christian and can't nobody get along with you. You are a Christian and you hating on folk. You are a Christian and can't talk to nobody like you got some good sense. You are a Christian. That is a lie from the pit. We ain't baby kids up in here. Come on now. You may have times in your life where you struggle with producing the proper fruit, but you have the ability to produce it. Now listen, I'm talking about the fruit of life. Consider what Jesus says. He says here again, 15:5. He says, you can reimagine evangelism in terms of your own connection to God, but instead of just doing evangelism, instead of just living this so-called life of Christianity, you have to learn how to make the fruitful life a part of who you are all the time. You don't cut it on and cut it off. Just because it's Sunday, you just come to church. No. You have Sunday every day through the week. You don't wait to Sunday to worship. You worship every day in the week. You don't wait to Sunday to pray. You pray every day through the week. You don't wait for Sunday to worship. You worship every day of the week. You got to make the fruitful life. You got to make this a part of your everyday life. It's not nothing that you cut on or cut off. It's what you is. It's what you be. I be saved. I be a Christian. That's what I do. So what if they talk about me? God ain't gonna judge me for what he says about me. He gonna judge me for what I think about him. You always gonna have haters. For our senior citizens, you always will have people that dislike you and will talk about you behind your back. I like slang. You just get right down to the point. Haters. All right, I know what you're talking about. Everybody got an opinion. That's wonderful. You have an opinion. But the opinion that I'm concerned with is God's opinion. I am the vine. You are the branches. If a man remains in me and I in him, he will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. The proof is in the fruit. You could do all that on the list. It doesn't necessarily guarantee the fruit you desire if you're not willing to be connected to Christ. If that heart isn't in the right place, you can do the actions and create the conditions and still not be truly connected to Jesus. You come church every week. You can fast, you can pray, you can sing all the new charismatic songs, but if your heart isn't right, you can't get the proper fruit. And what's even worse, we went from focusing that Christian walk on the conditions that produce fruit to focusing just on certain ways to practice the conditions. Wow. So now we have become legalistic. Now we are just like the Pharisees and the Sadducees. You see what I'm saying? We feel that this list justifies us. It's more important to do the things on the list than to live out the things on the list. Come on now. That's why you have people that can come to church on Sunday and live like the devil Monday through Saturday. Because they feel if I could just come back to church on Sunday, that would justify all my buck wildness through the week. And so now I can't get nobody to come to church with me because my life is unfruitful. It's unfruitful. It's not producing the characteristics, the manifestation of the Spirit of God in my life. That's what fruitfulness is. You can't go to the club and evangelize